Good afternoon. I am Lovely Grace F. Sampaga from Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English. Your discussant for today. Our topic is all about the importance of literature. Literature, in its broadest sense, it is any written work. Etymologically, the term derives from Latin literatura or literatura, writing form with letters. Although some definitions include spoken or sung text, more restrictively, it is writing that possesses literary merit. Literature broadly in any collection of written works, but is also used more narrowly for writings specifically considered to be an art form, especially prose fiction, drama, and poetry. In recent centuries, the definition has expanded to include oral literature, much of which has been transcribed. Literature is a method of recording, preserving, and transmitting knowledge and entertainment, and can also have social, psychological, spiritual, or political role. Literature is important because it allows a person to step back in time and learn about life on earth from the ones who walked before us. We can gather a better understanding of culture and have a greater appreciation of them. We learn through the ways history is recorded, in the forms of manuscripts and through speech itself. Literature provides a language model of those who hear and read it. By using literacy text, students learn new words, syntax, and discourse function, and they learn correct sentence patterns, standard story structures. They develop their writing skills. Literature influences us and makes us understand the every walk of life. Narratives, in particular, inspire empathy and give people a new perspective on their lives and the lives of others. Literature is the foundation of life. It places an emphasis on many topics from human tragedies to tales of the ever popular search for love. While it is physically written in words, these words come alive in the imagination of the mind, and its ability to comprehend the complexity or simplicity of the text. Literature enables people to see through the lenses of others and sometimes even inanimate objects. Therefore, it becomes a looking glass into the world as others view it. It is a journey that is inscribed in pages and powered by the imagination of the reader. Finally, literature has provided a means for readers to learn about the events, from the saddest to the most joyful, via stories that will touch their emotions. Many people are exposed to literature in its most basic form from an early age. Picture books and short texts that are primarily used to teach the alphabet and other basic concepts. Although they are not quite as complicated as an 800 pages science fiction novel, they represent many people's first foray into the literacy world. As people become older, they begin to read new genres of novels, ones that pique their interest in the subject and the whole book. Here are the 10 reasons why literature is important. The first one is literature is a powerful stress reliever. Readers are well aware that literature can help them cope with stress and worry. A stressed mind benefits greatly by taking time out of the day to sit back and get lost in a good book. It has been shown in studies to reduce a quick heartbeat, which is a frequent symptom of anxiety, and to divert a reader's attention away from racing thoughts. In a study conducted by Sussex University in 2009, it was discovered that reading for just 6 minutes lowered stress by up to 68%. As a result, reading was a better approach to cope with stress than listening to music or going for a walk. Number 2. Literature fuels imagination. Reading is one of the best methods to develop a vivid imagination, according to the World Literacy Foundation. While viewing a movie involves very little mental effort, reading words off a page requires readers to mentally create the scene. This practice stimulates creativity and originality by strengthening the imaginative areas of the brain. Number 3. Reading literature improves concentrations and focus. Reading can assist enhance a person's attention span if they have a problem with it. The Haskin Laboratories for the Science of the Spoken and Written Word discovered that reading takes more time in the brain than other forms of media because the brain has less to deal with, merely words. It has to work harder. The demand for focus grows as a text becomes more complex or challenging. The more a reader engages with literature, the more concentrated their attention becomes. Number 4. Reading literature keeps the brain active and healthy. Reading has a positive impact on the brain health that should not be overlooked. Mental stimulation includes both stretching the imagination and boosting attentiveness. The brain is a muscle that needs to be exercised in order to stay active and healthy. Regular mental stimulation, according to research, can help to delay the progression of degenerative brain diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia. Number 5. Literature expands a person's vocabulary. Literature, unlike magazines or publications intended to casual reading, frequently contains difficult terminology. Many readers may be unfamiliar with the terminology of older literature in particular. A person's awareness of new words and phrases is broadened through engaging with the diversity of literature. Literature is one of the most effective ways for those learning a new language to improve their skills. Number 6. Reading literature improves a person's writing skills. Reading more is a good way to improve one's writing skills. When it comes to perfecting their trade, nearly every successful author extols the virtues of reading. Reading literature provides a guide on varied genres, concept structure, character development, and more. In addition to fueling the imagination and expanding vocabulary. Number 7. Literature improves a person's communication skills. When a reader improves their writing skills by reading, they improve their general communication abilities. This applies to more than just writing. It also applies to everyday conversations and relationships. Communication is essential in many aspects of life, including work and relationships. People who are exposed to literature at an early age have great communication skills right away. Adults can improve their skills by reading more. Number 8. Literature encourages critical thinking. Life needs critical thinking. It enables people to solve difficulties and figure out what is true. Reading literature is an excellent way to improve critical thinking abilities. A reader must pay attention to details, draw connections, and establish their own conclusions about what is happening in the novel. Literature is commonly used by teachers to help pupils develop excellent critical thinking skills. It aids their comprehension of material and provides them with tools to employ in their future career. Number 9. Literature teaches readers about history. It's been said that if we don't learn from history, we'll end up repeating it. A reader can engage with history in a unique way through literature. It's a lot more fun than memorizing data or studying a chronology. A reader is exposed to perspective from the period of the text development. even if the book is fictional and does not focus on the specific event. Ancient Chinese literature will expose distinct facts than the 19th century English literature. Number 10. Reading literature can encourage empathy. Every society requires empathy, else, we will deteriorate into a dog eat dog world that will harm everyone. According to studies, reading literature can increase a reader's feelings of empathy. Empathy is particularly well served by literacy fiction. Why? It necessitates the reader's immersion into the minds of more complicated characters. Our first real interaction with literature comes from school for the vast majority of individuals all over the world. Reading and writing have been drilled into all of us from an early age. And this is set in motion with the start of tests. Being able to emphasize with a group of characters printed on a page is categorical and from the perspective of a student, a vital skill. Furthermore, being able to detect themes and messages allows us to think in different ways. Literature takes on the role of a container. The 130 million books released worldwide serve as guides for readers and serve as a bridge for them to discover new things. History is not just a window into the past, but also into the present and future. Different people and faces in our ever growing culture may be found within each time period. Literature allows us to take a step back in time and learn about life on earth from those who came before us. We can have a better grasp of culture and a greater appreciation for it by doing so. We learn from the ways history is documented, such as through manuscripts and oral history. Literature has an indisputable impact on modern culture. Literature serves as a means of expression for each author. Some novels serve as mirrors for society, allows us to gain a deeper understanding of the world we live in. Literature is a mirror of humanity and a means of communicating with one another. By listening to another person's voice, we can get a sense of how that person thinks.